The following program is rated MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
The show that gives you everything and nothing at all. That's everywhere you don't want to be. It's Ruben, Mo B, and on the ones and twos, AG.
The 5-minute warning.
Welcome to a brand new episode of 5-Minute Warning. Once again, welcome to the great show that we do on Sundays. My name, as always, is Ruben, bringing you a whole bunch of craziness along with my peeps and all the other stuff that we do on a daily. Man, football season's gone, man. It's tough. This intro stuff is hard without a football. But as always, my man, my mellow AG's in the house with us.
What's happening, y'all? I mean, hold on, man. Look, I think I'm gonna need to do a wellness check on you, man, because you came out flat, bro. You was kind of like, well, how y'all doing? This old bullshit ass show.
I mean, I ain't say it was a bullshit ass show.
You didn't, but that's what your tone did. Because usually you're like, what's up, y'all? Blah, blah, blah. This is your man, Ruben Brown, whatever. Everything's out with so much energy, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, yeah, this is a bullshit ass show.
Well,
I'm glad y'all with us on Sunday. I don't really want to be here.
It a bullshit ass show, but
I mean, bro, you have never, even when the Commanders lose, you never sounded this bad.
Here's what it is, man. I know what it is.
What is it?
I just sat here and watched both the NCAA tournament reveals.
Okay,
and I'm not excited.
Well, you're still missing football. I mean, it's like,
no. The problem is, it's not that I miss football. It's the fact that I really miss college basketball.
Okay.
But my life has just gone in such a way where college basketball is just falling off for me. And I'm just kind of like, I'm sad about it. I'm just sad about it.
Why is it falling off? It's really been good.
I guess because, for a long time, going to college and just being a avid college basketball fan, like, yeah, I'm just in it. But the last couple of years, I'm just kind of like, meh. And it's just, now, don't get it twisted. Once like the first week goes through, I'll probably be better. But yeah, man, it just didn't have to pop like it used to, man. Even though
help me understand why. I mean, first of all, who are you pulling for, or does it matter to you?
Well, I mean, ODU ain't in it, so either one.
Okay,
so
well, that's
that
to be
sucks.
expected. But I mean, is there a particular reason why it's not popping for you?
I mean, it's just usually this is like March Madness. It's like the greatest time of the year, and now I'm just kind of like, where's the UFL start?
Wow. Minor league football. What?
And I've never, ever been like that. Because I think the UFL is okay, but not like I'm waiting. And I think a lot of that, unfortunately, has to do with the fact that the Commanders are actually decent.
I thought that was a good thing.
It is a good thing, except I'm ready for them to continue to be decent. But I got to go 6 months without them playing on TV. I never thought I'd feel this way, man.
I thought your whole life was built around one day that you would be in this position.
That it goes to show, man, like for a long time you want stuff. And now when you get it, it's like,
What?
I don't know. It's just so weird, man. Like there's not, Dallas ain't doing no crazy shit. Like,
I mean,
we're actually being good.
Whoa. Why does Dallas have to do crazy stuff for you to be okay? This is about the Commanders, bro.
I know, man, but usually when the Commanders suck, it's all about how shitty Dallas is. So, like, you know,
You are exactly what Moby says you are.
it has been so long since the Commanders have been good. It's almost like I don't know how to react to the fact of us being good.
But
I know it
you've been a
sounds
witness
crazy.
to this the entire season. This is the off season. What are you talking about?
And I wish the draft was tomorrow.
Well, it's next month.
Man, the draft is 6 weeks away, bro.
Uh,
I'm just saying. It's
You're
just
killing me right now, bro. You're killing
I'm
me.
killing me. I'm killing me. That's all I'm saying.
Look, man, let
It's
me run down your life in broad strokes. You have become a homeowner. You are as grown as ever going to be.
Yeah.
The Commanders have drafted correctly. They have a new owners,
Yeah.
and everything is cool. The first round draft pick that you got on QB, which rarely happens, is all world. Played well, got to the NFC Championship game. Everything in the offseason that's happened is wonderful, and you're sad.
Because I
You're
never
serious
thought
right now, bro.
well, I never thought I'd ever say this. For real. No BS. For the first time in the off season, man, I miss football. And I've never been like this.
You've never missed football in the offseason?
When your team sucks, why would you miss that shit?
Because you're a football fan. The off season is actually really exciting to me. Now that I understand the salary cap, or I'm understanding the salary cap better.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that's cool. But it's like now, it's like, I mean,
First of all, hold on a minute. What's up, Mo? How you doing, man?
Chilling, man.
all the dominoes have fallen for the most
Not all
part.
of them.
For the most part, they've all fallen. So it's kind of just like, 6 weeks to the draft. Got to
Okay.
plod along now.
You know what? I'm not gonna go to the sunken place with you. You
all
bang
I'm
the teacup all by yourself, homie.
All I'm saying is, it's the first time I felt this way in a very long time. And, college basketball is not doing it for me no more. It's just, now I'll watch it. It'll be great. It'll be great TV for 3 weeks.
Okay.
Don't get it twisted. But the excitement, it just ain't there.
Understood.
And, I just wish that I wish that I could find that excitement again. But you know what? We're gonna continue on, and Lord knows, once again, I'm gonna repeat myself, and I can't believe I said it before. UFL can't get here quick enough, and that's some sad shit. That's some sad shit. It's some sad shit, man. That's it. I mean,
I want nothing to do with this conversation right now.
Yeah.
Because
I
I
mean,
don't. I'm like, okay.
You started it.
You can't wait for minor league football. Okay. All right.
That's sad, right? That's sad. That's some sad shit.
I've learned a lot about you in these 5 years, sir. It's
It's
kind
sad.
of Rubening. So okay.
Well, I've never felt this way about this shit ever.
But it
was
tracks, sir. It tracks. But okay. Okay.
What's going on, Moby?
Nothing, just listening to you find something to bitch about.
Hey man, you got a cold?
Nah.
First of all, can I say your background has now become scary?
How? It's got Super Mario and Hedgehog, bro. What's wrong
Exactly, man. Them shits weren't there last week.
with that? Okay, a lot of things weren't there last week.
No,
It changes.
the Georgia stuff was there last week.
Well, he had a jersey, okay, but why can't he have new stuff?
I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying the shit's scary. That's all I'm saying.
How was Super Mario scary,
Because
man?
Mario looked like he about to pull out a knife on a motherfucker, man. Like, come on, man. Look at that face. He looking at us with disdain.
He is
I ain't got
not.
time for that.
He is not. He looks like Super Mario.
And
Man,
then,
I'm just representing gang wars over here, bro.
hey, see, that's what I'm saying. See, and Sonic looked like he ready to punch a
Put
motherfucker out.
feet into him, Mo. Don't do it, man. Don't.
Nah, man, this is actually me protesting. We're protesting up here.
Okay, so
you
what's the
protesting?
protest? What's the protest?
Well, it wasn't my protest, but I hijacked it. So no, hear me out. I hijacked this protest. My youngest daughter is currently mad at me, and she was like cleaning her room because like we were telling her to clean the room, and she's mad at me. So she came up here and put like every stuffed animal that like she's ever got up here. So I'm just like, hey, you just gave me a background. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple dinosaurs over there, a teddy bear over there. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna make this shit work. Like, you just cause you mad don't mean I got to be mad.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
But they still don't look scary though.
nah, they chilling, ain't they?
I mean, I thought they were. They look like Sonic the Hedgehog
hey
and Super
man,
Mario.
they just look like they ready to choose violence. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, maybe they are.
I mean, actually, they're just like, just chilling, really.
I mean, if you think about what their characters represent, they're like the ultimate masculine figures, man. Like Sonic was always trying to get his coins, and Mario always ready to lay that pipe. So I mean, they're like the ultimate masculine figures.
I will never look at Mario the same again after that comment, sir.
I mean,
Super Mario's always ready to lay that pipe. That's got to be the intro.
I mean, he been trying to holler at Princess Peach for how long? That's why he's saving her ass, turning himself into fire and shit, trying to get that for JJ.
What are we doing in this game right now? What?
He even brought his homie along, bro. Luigi, bro. Say ain't no fun if the homies can't have none.
So now we're running trains on people. Really? What is this shit too? You know
I
what?
mean, it is weird that Princess Peach is the only woman there. And then you got a mushroom cloud. I'm
just saying, and Mario had ops, you know what I'm saying? Bowser. Yeah, he had ops.
AG is judging.
I can't unhear it. I can't unhear it. Now every time I see Super Mario, I'm like, especially when Luigi's in. No, man. Okay. This is what we're doing.
Hey, sometimes Mario be burning.
You gotta get something to burn, man.
I mean,
and apparently he hadn't gotten any. He's always prepared, but apparently he hasn't gotten it.
I mean, I'm just saying he was the first video game Viagra. I'm just saying because he would get that one mushroom and he would grow.
I can't unsee it.
And yes, we've gone off the regulation already. Jesus.
That's what the show does, sir.
We haven't even had the question yet, which I thought was a very interesting question. So
I want you to clarify it though. I talked to Lauren about it, and we were kind of like, So when you go into it, make sure you clarify exactly what.
I am. So, question of the day, very simple. So, what part of relationship that you have with your significant other that you start adding them to important documents, such as life insurance, or such as emergency contacts, or such as there's a part where it says, you can only talk to these certain people about you if they need to talk to somebody. Normally you put your parents there or whatever, but then obviously there's a point in time when you put your significant other there and be like, yeah, you can talk to that person about that, and just other important documents, So, and that's why I asked that question, because good old TikTok, man. TikTok be doing some dumbass shit. There's this one. It. I do. Not confront. It's good entertainment. And it feeds a lot of good questions. Because here's the sad part. The sad part is what I'm about to explain. There are probably women out here who feel this way. And probably some dudes too. I'm not leaving out guys, because sometimes we ain't the smartest motherfuckers on the planet. But it was a discussion about, he's been dating this girl for like 5 or 6 years, and she was like, when you gonna put me on the life insurance? And he was like, what are you talking about? And they started to have a discussion, and then at one point he was like, wait, you trying to take me out of something so you get that money? What's going on? He's like, I've been with you for 6 years, I deserve to get some of that money. He's like, well, my mom's getting that, but I'll make sure she break you off something. And she's like, nah, I need to be on that. And they just had a 5-minute discussion about that. So that's why I thought about that, because I mean, I would say there are varying degrees of this, depending on like there's certain things, like when you're married, certain things happen. But then there are other things like, like emergency contacts. If you don't live in the same location as, let's say, your parental units or unit or whatever, you know, you'd probably put the person you're dating as the emergency contact, or maybe an uncle or something like that. But you know, that's what I'm saying. Is it? I mean, are we talking like 6 months? We talking like a year before that conversation even happens? I mean, even one time, that was on, which was funny. It was on Big Bang Theory, that for their 1 year anniversary, Sheldon gave his girl a copy of his like paperwork, and it changed like the next of kin or whatever. It had her name on it, you know, after a year. So like, you know, shit like that. So y'all two being married, I wanted to see what y'all thought about that at first, and then of course, you know, we could talk about people who ain't married and see where that goes from there. So is that a good explanation, AG?
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that's the way we had it in our minds, but I just want to make sure we're you know, going down the right road.
All right, cool. What do you think?
Well, you know, there is only one person in my life that I would entertain giving them wife status without being a wife. And I think it was earned. But that's just me understanding who she is.
Mm-hmm.
Generally speaking, if I'm not married to you, you're not getting dick. You're not getting anything from me. That is wifey material. Or like I told Lauren, at the very least, common law material. Like, we've been living together. We have a shared space. We have shared this or that. We've bought a house together, all the things. Maybe even there's a child involved. 7 years has passed, or how many ever years it is in this state of Virginia. Then you're my common law wife. Then all of that stuff she has earned through time and, you know, proximity. We live together, all those things. But I will say this, and this is why I leave it to the actual wife part. For me personally, if I'm with you that long and we're not married, there's a reason. So as long as there's a reason, I'm not building a life insurance policy around you. Are you stupid? And the other thing that bothers me about this, when are women going to stop being in this you owe me mode? What the fuck is wrong with you? I don't owe you anything, because I promise you, if the situation was reversed, it would be all kinds of hell I had to pay. And it should be, because we're not married. You don't owe me anything. Why am I out here taking care of women that I'm not married to? I don't have to protect women in general. I have to protect my wife. If you're a rando, which is everybody that's not my wife, I suggest you find somebody to help protect yourself, because it's not me. It's not my place to do so. So if bullets flying and I take off, that's a you problem.
Shit.
If bullets start flying and my wife is involved, I have to hug her and take them bullets. So at least she'll have a fucking chance. That's my job. I don't do my job, man. When I go to work, I work for Lipton. I don't work for Louisiana. I'm not doing anything for them. Man, these women out here thinking that we owe them because they have a vagina is the most ridiculous shit ever. I owe my wife. This is the only woman that's ever I am going to feel an obligation to. Now, if I'm like, you know, if we're close and we've been tight or whatever, and there are women out there, you know, a few that it's like, okay, I can understand that, and I break you off something because, you know, whatever, I get that. But I don't owe you anything. So for this dude, it's like, for her to make demands on his life insurance policy? No. Because I promise you, if my mom was still alive, like, actually, I don't even have to say that. If I wasn't married and I was dating this particular woman that you're talking about, my dad would get everything I had. posthumously. If I was sick, he'd be the first call. He is freaking either like 4 hours away on a plane, but he'd be the guy because we're not family. We're just not. Because I'm out here, like, you can build a family in your mind so you'll get something from it. I'm talking about you are not my family, period. You can make up shit so you'll get something. It's always about getting something. It's always about you owe me this and the blah, blah, blah. Why aren't you paying for my nails? Why aren't you doing this or that? What have you done for me? Don't you have a job so you'll have an insurance policy? It's kind of what I was going to say what was on my mind, because I'm sick and tired of women saying that they're my equal, yet every time I hear a life insurance policy commercial on the radio, it's built around, well, what would happen if you died? You would get a fucking job. That's what would happen if I fucking died. How about that? You would be able to hold this shit down because apparently we're equals. Right? Right? Okay. That's what we're doing. So for somebody to come out of their mouth to somebody they've been dating for X amount of years or whatever it is, and he hasn't married you, and y'all aren't living together, go fuck yourself. I'm not doing it. It's the dumbest shit ever. I don't owe a woman any. Man, the only woman I owe lives in this house. All the rest of y'all, that sounds like a you problem. I don't care who you are. If you are not my wife, I don't owe you dick. Nothing. Or as my friend at work said, nothing. Not one thing. I am obligated to one person on this earth, and that is my wife. Period. The rest of y'all will get left in the rain for real. I'm like, you made my wife, so I mean, you got AAA? So I don't want to take up the whole thing being upset, but man, this whole you owe me vibe that's been going on for the last 20 years, it's ramping up. Everything a guy earns, everything he's about, you're either telling us we're not enough, or you're saying that you got to be this, or I'll just take everything you do have. Get the fuck out of here. No. If you're my equal, get a fucking job. Get your own insurance policy. You gonna put me on that? Exactly. And I know women that would, but those women are 1%, and you're not that. You're just a rando. You bring no value to my life at all. None. But I have to put you on the insurance policy. I wouldn't even fix my mouth right to tell my mama, make sure this rando ass woman gets something out of my insurance policy. Are you serious? Ann Riddick would be like, boo boo. This is what we not gonna do.
Would she really say boo boo?
No, she wouldn't.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I don't think I ever heard Ann say that.
He would call me by my full government name.
Oh yeah.
Talking about what? Oh hell no.
The government name definitely coming out.
Oh my God. She would call my dad in the room. And then my dad be like, hey, G.
What you doing, man?
Oh my God. Bro. But anyway, man, Mo, go ahead. I'm sorry to take your time up, man. But that
no, bro. You was over here cooking. All the stuffed animals was coming over here to see who was cooking, bro.
They wanted to see. But man, I'm just like I said, man, it's ridiculous the way women are now, or some women are, and they're just spreading that disease. There's a whole crop of women being born and coming into their adolescence and their adulthood thinking this is what it is. And then turn back around and say, I don't need your protection. I'm equal to you, all the things. No, you pick a road. But for real, I don't need to protect any woman at all, except this one here. That's what God said. So, okay, I'm good.
The simple answer, Ruben, for me is, if you're not my wife, I don't give a fuck about the rest of your life. I mean, and I don't even mean like, but I never thought about putting nobody as no emergency contact that I won't marry to, or life insurance. Bitch, please. Like, I actually, it's more likely that one of my homeboys would be an emergency contact. I mean, and that's not even on no, what the guys be saying, bros before hoes type shit. It's just like, nah, man. But if you think about most of your males' lives, the most consistent people in your life usually are your boys. I mean, I've had the same core group of boys in my life for 20 plus years. I do not have that with any woman. Any woman. I mean, I might have known some women for 20 plus years, but not of emergency contact status, not of contact in case of emergency status. Nah. I got one of them. I've been with her for 15 years. And as soon as I said I do, that was kind of a given. And for this chick to like come at him like you owe me, I would have instantly done one of two things. Either I'd have had to cut her off, or I'd have had to be like, all right, well, I'm gonna go put you on all these documents. We're gonna go to the justice of peace and get married, and you're gonna sign this prenuptial agreement. So all three things have to happen at the same time. Like the only way you're gonna get this shit is if I'm gone. Like, and if you got a problem with signing a prenup, why the fuck should I put you on life insurance? Like, if you can argue with me about how that shows that I don't trust you, bitch, why I'm gonna trust you when I'm dead? Or on life support? Like, nah, man, fuck out of here, man. That when I read this question, I was just like, man, the simple answer is married. That's it. Ain't no point in the relationship where any of this shit happens other than after I do.
Got you. I mean, because when I saw it, I was like, the hell, like, and she was literally like, well, I mean, we've been together and blah blah blah, and he was
we can easily not be together tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
See, that's when retail, like I told y'all a long time ago, retail told me everything I need to know about marriage. Like, these people, she did not know her employment status. Like, bitch, you are not a manager. You are not a bargain for employee. Like, you got full-time hours. That's it. That is it. You are a full-time employee. You're not even the manager yet.
Hilarious. I mean, I'm with both of you. Like, I mean, my parents are all on my shit. Like, and honestly, real talk, because I'm single and I have no children, technically, it doesn't, if I ain't got nobody on, the shit goes to them. Because they're my next of kin. They're my immediate next of kin. So, yeah, but it is crazy out here how, like, there's some people that I know that have put their significant other on the whole, like, well, if something happens to me, or like if I'm in the hospital, you put your parents and then you put somebody else, and you may put your significant other up there, or you could talk to them about my health or whatever. And I'm just kind of like,
I can see a scenario, because I'm not trying to put a baseline thing on how everybody should live their lives. So I can see a scenario in which you might do that. But I cannot see a scenario in which your significant other should fucking expect that. It's one thing if I choose to do that. But the moment you start expecting to get privileges that you are not in a role to get, like the expectation is the problem. Not like if somebody's like, hey man, I've been with my significant other for 4 years and I trust her with my life, so I'll do that. If that's his fucking choice, more power to him. But if she starts the conversation with, why am I not? Why are we having this fucking conversation?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was like. I was like, why are we still talking? Like, and honestly, to me, I would be offended that we even have this conversation.
But you can't be offended, because we live in this, like AG said, we live in a society where women feel like they are the table. And my solution is, if you ask a woman what does she bring to the table and she says she is the table, find a new place to eat.
Preach. I don't mean to talk while you're talking, but preach, bruh.
So, with that being said, is there any type of paperwork that you would ever put in your significant other's name that you're not married to? Like any type of paperwork?
I mean, I would say no, but I mean that's not practical either because people move in together, so maybe you share a lease together.
But see, now you're getting into what I was
That's what I'm saying. Like
you got skin in the game. This
Yeah.
woman is based on what Ruben said. This woman doesn't have any skin in the game.
Yeah. If there's zero skin in the game, nah, man, I'm not putting her as an emergency contact. I'm not putting her in case of emergency on my phone. Like I don't want her to have nothing. And that's not me not caring about her. That's just like, yo, that is a status that you have not earned yet. Because I promise you, he was not in this conversation asking her about her fucking life insurance. Like, why am I not on your life insurance? Why am I not your emergency contact? Why am I not your next of kin? Because first of all, as AG said, guys don't fucking think that way. Like, I'm not saying, oh no, if something happens to you, what will I do? I'm thinking if something happens to you, I will be incredibly sad, hurt, and distraught. But I'll figure this shit on out. Like, I mean, ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for me for too long. We don't even feel sorry for male widowers that long. I mean, I know that's going to a whole nother issue, but we don't.
I mean, not really. Because of what you're saying right now, it sounds like you're going off the rails a little bit, but you're not, because it goes back to what I was saying. The expectations for men from women has not changed ever. Women nowadays, like I said, the last 20 years or so, women nowadays, it's like the expectation from a man is like, okay, don't talk to me like that because the only person talk to me like that is my daddy, but buy me a house and a car. Really? If I move in with a woman, the expectation is I'm automatically responsible for half the bills or at least half the mortgage. Automatically. She moves in with me and I have to buy her shit. Are you fucking serious? But that is the expectation. Women, we talk about on the show all the time. Women are not responsible for anything. Women are not accountable for anything. They can say, don't protect me and be mad when you don't. They can say, I can't believe you acted that way when somebody was disrespecting you. They can make the rules, move the goalposts, all the things. And nothing ever happens to them. The level of output for a man is increasing. The level of output for a woman, where it wasn't that much to start with, is decreasing. They don't have to do anything for you. If you find a woman that does anything for you like I did, good luck thinking that's abundant. It's not. So no, you're not going off the rails with that at all, because they out here expecting you to do everything their way, not having to go to work, but having, telling you what to do with your hard-earned money. Come on, man. Come on. So no, you're not. No, you still on it. You still on the path. Keep
Once
on
again,
talking. You're still on the path.
It's just a matter of people not understanding their employment status in your life.
But women think they own a company, so it doesn't matter.
I know that's the problem with most relationships, is there's a discrepancy in employment status. You know what I'm saying? You think you got a part-time employee and she thinks she's a CEO.
I ain't heard him lie yet.
I mean, does he really?
And I put some of that responsibility on the guy too, because as guys, we know there's a discrepancy in employment status. We could feel that shit. Every dude has been with a girl or been kicking it with a woman and been like, she thinks she is way more important right now than she actually is. I have not properly vetted her on her appropriate status in my life. You know what I'm saying? You introduce her to one friend and she think y'all steady, and it's like, no, we just happen to see old boy at the movies, and I won't gonna be rude. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't plan this.
Well, let me ask you a question, both of y'all. Do you think
some of the reason why men give women a pass like that is because we are trying to avoid missing an opportunity of getting that ass.
Oh, absolutely. Once again, I said it the other week. It's guilt and lust, baby. Like
Okay.
we,
I just
we
want
are
to make sure, 'cause that's where I was going.
But that's also why I said we're culpable. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like to absolve responsibility from men in some things. Like, I just can't, because I know I have been out here knowing god damn well that there's a discrepancy in what me and somebody are doing. And just like AG said, I'm just like, yeah, but I ain't really trying to have that conversation, because I don't even want that conversation, because we not gonna get to the same outcome of this conversation. That's why every guy back in the day dreaded that "what are we" conversation, because we like, shit, if I don't give the right answer for this, or the answer that she wants, it's basically we're either what I want us to be, or we're nothing.
And then too, I want to say something about that. I'm glad you brought that up, because women actually control that too. Because if you've ever seen a woman that's in a different place than the dude is, where the dude's all like, you know, like all in love and whatnot and sprung, but the woman isn't, and the dude says, what are we? Have you seen how vicious a woman can be? Vicious, because they have all the opportunities. They can treat you any way they want to, and they generally do. So I'm just wanted to point that out too.
And as a guy, I hope every guy is lucky enough in life to have, I would say lucky, but it also hurts too. But I hope every guy is lucky to be hurt in a capacity in which they can have a conversation with a woman in which they take their power back. And what I mean by that is, like, I've seen a skit of it happening too. And the girl was like trying to apologize to the guy. They had been friends, and I guess she was trying to be more. And he was just like, nah, like, I'm there for you every time you need me to be there for you. And when I needed you to be there for me, you weren't. And she said, I'm sorry. And he was like, I'm not saying you did anything wrong. I'm not even mad at you. I'm mad at me, because I was there for you all the time, knowing I would never get reciprocated that same luxury.
You talking about that episode that scene from Grownish?
Oh, I've seen that one. Nah,
Okay.
that one, he was too nice to her, because I'd be like, bitch, what fuck out my face. Fuck out my face, bro. Like, ain't got time for that. But no, same concept though. Same concept. Like, as a guy, if you've been trying to pursue a woman for a long time, like, the moment that she decides that, okay, this could work, if you're not in that same place, now all of a sudden you get turned into the bad guy. But you got to take your power back sometimes, guys. Sometimes you got to just be like, hey, look, there's pussy out there everywhere, man. And if I was pursuing you this strong, that meant I wasn't just pursuing pussy, because no guy pursues pussy that strong. If you're pursuing for that strong, doing all those things, you're actually trying to get more, even though women think we're just shallow creatures and all we want is vagina. We don't put that much energy in getting vagina, at least not for that long. We can't put prolong. We're sprinters for pussy. We're long distance for women we actually want to be with.
I gotta use that. We sprinters for pussy. That's great.
I mean, it's true. We're
true.
sprinters for pussy, but like, if we run in distance, that means we care about something way more than that.
Either that, or there's a high level of hate and disassociative behavior, because when he do hit it, he gonna be angry when he hits it.
Yeah, yeah. That's psycho. But I mean, there's always a psycho part of that.
Absolutely. If somebody waits a year just in the cut, when they hit it, it's gonna be bad, and it's not gonna end well for her. I promise you it won't.
What Eddie Murphy say in that skit, like, when women try to play hard to get, and eventually he stops wanting you, but he still wants to fuck you.
There you go. When he hears that noise, woo, yeah. Woo. Then you can act a fool. Then you can act a fool. You can. That's where you take your power back. But I think Mo is talking about something different. But that is one moment that you can take your power back.
Oh man, Eddie Murphy Raw is such a great stand-up.
It really is.
Awesome. So, one more thing real quick that I like to talk about is that once again, I just not that I realize it. It's just like, yeah, man, you know, even though crap happens on TikTok and all these videos and stuff, unfortunately, there's somebody out there who 100% believes this shit and they live this shit and it's the worst shit ever. So, like, of course, I'm looking at a TikTok thing and like to me, I was already done because the woman was like, she asked her baby daddy for money because the lights got cut off. Okay, and he said no, and she was like, why not? He was like, she was like, your kid live here. He's like, you got a whole husband that lives there, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, and then she's like, well, my husband's doing what he's supposed to be doing. Not if your lights off. And then she was like, she was upset because she then was like, but you're telling baby daddy, well, your child lives here. What do you don't care about your child? And I'm thinking to myself, what? Me mentally, I'm writing all this shit down because, maybe it's time to get my child out of that shit. If I was that type of dude who wanted to do that. But I mean,
I know what video you're talking about, and honestly, I feel like we had to, if that's real, we had to only get part of the story, because I can't see no scenario in which if I'm in that dude's position and she's like, hey, my lights out, can you pay for me to get my lights out? My answer would absolutely be no. And then my next response would be, I'm coming over to pick up the kids.
Exactly.
Because I absolutely care about the kids. And I understand that you and your husband might fall on hard times. I'm not trying to judge. I ain't trying to say he's less than because shit didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't trying to say I'm above that. But you're right. I do fucking care about my kids. So I'm going to come get the kids. They'll stay. And when y'all get y'all shit back together, we go right back to the normal custody thing that we had. But for right now, I do care about my kids. I care about them so much. I want them to have electricity. And I currently have it. And if you have a problem with that, then I'll question, but do you care about your kids?
Yeah.
Because if that's not amicable for you, then I'm saying that you're not calling me because you want me to care about the kids. You calling me because you and your husband have hit some hard times, and I'm the nigga you know. Don't call my fatherhood into question just because your relationship shit ain't working out.
True, AG?
Yeah, I'm about saying this because as soon as you said, old girl got a whole husband in the house. He's responsible for the electricity.
And once again, I'm not even saying this from no malice, no judgment, no like, oh, you with that nigga. No, it ain't even that. It's like, hey, I'm gonna get the kids. I hope you and him figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Let me know how I can help. That doesn't involve me giving you any money, and maybe I'll see what's up. But nah, what's not gonna happen is you're not gonna have a extra roommate in me just to help put something on the bills. And this is gonna sound real cynical because I'd be an asshole if I called you and was like, hey, I ain't got no pussy in a couple weeks, and you there. I'm just saying, like, like if I give you a little bit of this rent, a little bit of electricity money, I'm saying, like, you gonna come help me out on this Saturday night when I ain't got shit jumping?
Yeah, it's got to cost you something. If you got to be a cuck for it, then be a cuck for it.
And then if your husband is willing to let you pay it, you should probably leave his ass too.
Oh, that's a whole nother podcast, sir.
And like I said, man, I want to emphasize that at no point in time would this be a judgment or an attack on their life circumstance, man. Because like shit happens, man.
Yeah.
But like as soon as you brought the kids into it, I'm like, you goddamn right, they ain't got no power right now. Hey, we gonna come get them. Matter of fact, my mom gonna come pick them up real quick. I'll come pick them up from her house. You know what I'm saying? The kids would not be there. You ain't got to worry about the kids not having electricity. We'll figure that shit out.
Now,
Actually, if you let me have the kids, I'll roll that into full custody because you can't get your life together. I'm looking for the jugular. If somebody asked me that,
You
you
see,
got a whole husband.
AG, part of me feels that way too, but the other part of me is just like, hey man, I also don't want to kick somebody while they down, because as much shit as I talk, at the end of the day, I'm pretty much a good ass person, and I don't want to do that. Now, if it turned into a thing, like where she was constantly doing that, then yeah, I'd be like, all right, y'all can't deal with this, and that's okay. I guess I have to.
The way in which Ruben, I presume he's reading, what was said or recalling what was said. She strikes me as the type of person that's talking.
Yeah, she had a whole attitude about it. She did have a whole attitude,
and that's what I mean, man. I would go for the jugular. I would parlay what you said into full custody because you can't get your life together, and I can prove it. I mean, because I would just so tired of somebody treating me that way. But what you're saying is true, and I am not the better person. I'm just gonna say that straight up because of what I mean.
AJ, I'm not either, but my I'm just saying I'm not
Wait a
either.
minute, you're not either. You just said you were.
No. See, here's the thing. I'm not either, but the only thing I would be thinking about is consistency for the kids.
Right. Exactly.
Because I do understand that no matter how amicable I try to be and just say, hey, they can't take care of shit, so the kids are gonna just be with me. I do realize that most people who have the attitude that she has ain't gonna make that shit easy, and it's gonna be more trauma for the kids because they're gonna do everything. You know what I'm saying? So that
you're right.
It would have to be a consistent thing for me to take that step. If this was a one time, they fell on some hard times, and now she just happened to have an attitude about it. All right, we not together no more, so I ain't gotta fucking deal with your attitude. I can figure out how to get the kids straight right now, and then go back to our normal scheduled lives. But yeah, I just custody hearings are never easy on the kids because and there's only one reason that they're not easy on the kids, and is judgmental it is for me to say, it usually isn't the guy. If the guy actually really wants custody, he's not generally the problem at custody hearings. He's just not.
Understood.
So, with that being said, you said you would get the kid out or the children. What if there are multiple children and they're all not yours? Would you
doesn't matter? My kid matters. Period.
I was going to say, would you just take your kid?
Yes,
because
that's the only one I have a legal right and responsibility to. Right. I couldn't go take somebody else's.
I mean, she can call her other baby.
Now here's the thing: if I'm assuming that they're her kids as well, so even if they're not my kids, they're siblings. The person in me would be like, hey, I don't want your brothers and sisters struggling either. So if I could take the other kids, but I don't have any legal bearing to do that.
Okay.
So I could just go over there and be like, hey, give me all the kids.
All right.
But I'd be like, hey, that one and that one, they can come with me. And figure it out.
And how would you handle a situation in which, because I saw this up there too, whereas you have one kid by baby mama. Baby mama's got 4 kids. All right. You want to take your kid to Disney World with you. And baby mama's like, what about the other 3? How would you handle that?
It's not even an issue. They're not my kids.
So
if you want to take the other 3 to Disney World while I'm taking mine to Disney, then you got it. If you want them to all be together, you can take your 3. I got this one, and we good. If you like, hey, I don't want them to not hang out with their siblings, cool. Get their daddy to put in on that, or you take care of that, and we good. There's no discrepancy there. There's no argument. There's definitely no argument going to happen. Because I'm going to assume if I'm trying to take them to Disney, I have some type of custody over them anyway, even if it's just for the weekend or something. So,
well, I mean, because
when they're on my weekend, then we going to Disney. Like, there's nothing to even discuss.
So, this woman did do that. So, and here's what got me, man. She was like, Dad's like, yo, I'm taking my kid with me to Disney World. She's like, what about the other 3? But the other kids ain't mine. And then he was just like, you know what? You get a G. I'll take them with me. So he's like making her pay for it, which, I mean, first of all, 3 kids in a
I'd be
Jeep
fair
going
with
to Disney
that
World.
too. I'd be cool with that.
But you know what this chick did? This chick explained it and had the absolute nerve, to do a GoFundMe page for it. Hey, give me money so mom can have a week off. What?
Hey, Ruben, I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna sound like it might sound bad. I don't give a fuck how she get the money. That's her prerogative. Like, because we're not together no more at this point in time, like any judgment I have towards how she chooses to live her life is over with. I mean, I don't care if she got to suck a couple dicks and get that money so she can get the week off. That don't have nothing to do with me.
I hate laughing over y'all, man, but sometimes. God.
He just put his head down. He was like, "Oh,
I should have just muted it." Oh my God.
I'm just saying, but I don't care. Like, you're
I mean, but I'm with
because you're selling that part, Ruben, as if I'm supposed to like look negatively upon her, and I don't care how she gets the funds. She's no longer in my life as in that role, so she don't owe me nothing, no explanation, no justification. There's not gonna be no judgment. There's gonna be no judgment for me. It's like, it is what it is. I don't care. I'm not gonna ask accountant how you got this money.
As long as I only pay for my kid.
Exactly.
So I like I said, man, it's just like the expectations are wild.
Because what I refuse to be is I refuse to be what we antagonize about them. And what that means is like being judgmental and attacking their character just because we not together no more. I'm not. I will never do that. That's not who I am. You know what I'm saying? If we not together no more, I could give 2 fucks about what you out here doing now. And you don't owe me anything. Like, I'm just not the judgmental type. Like, hey, we not together for a reason. Don't matter what that reason is. We ain't together. So however you choose to live your life, if it's however you want to, cool. As long as it don't affect me and mine, no qualms. I'm not gonna judge you, not gonna talk bad about you. I'm just saying, like, Ruben, you've known me for 20 plus years. Have I even talked bad about an ex before?
No.
You know what I'm saying? It don't
Unless
matter
I
what
heard
happened.
that
But even then, it's not me talking bad. Like, I might say exactly what happened, but as far as like personal attacks on people, man, I don't do that, man. I'm not saying I'm above that. I'm just saying that gives too much energy to something that shouldn't matter no more. Like, I'm just not in the business. I'm too lazy for that shit, man. It's hard enough for me to just be out here being me.
He said I'm too lazy for that shit. Oh, hilarious. You got anything to add, AG?
No, I'm not even putting that much thought into it at all. I'm not. This is my kid. This is what we're doing.
Exactly.
The fucking selves. I mean, did you call the other baby daddies? And if you're doing stuff with the other 3, let me know. I'll come get my kid. Because for me, all these calls and all this stuff, it just drives me to just come get my child. Because I feel like they want to do the fucking job.
AJ, I'm a kind of push back and disagree with you on that. Because okay. I would honestly say, no matter what me and any significant other would have between us, if every time she called me, it was, even if it was indirectly about the kid, I'm actually okay with too much communication as opposed to not enough. So when you say all these calls, I'm like, nah, it might be annoying that you always requesting something, but if it generally is about the kid, I'd rather you over communicate than under communicate.
No. What I meant is you calling me about kids that aren't mine.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't need to hear about.
No, I'm not talking about.
I don't need to hear about Johnny.
Right, exactly. So that's what I mean.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, they might be cool. You know what I'm saying? They my kids' siblings, but I mean, that's just what they are. You know what I'm saying? They play cousins as far as I'm concerned.
And I think the thing that triggers me is they always lead with demands. No one ever asks anybody anything. Yeah, I'm good. No, I'm just taking my kid to Disney World. It is what it is. If you have a problem, I don't know what to tell you. If you have too much of a problem, I'm just going to be like, you know what? How about I just take my kid and my child support and let that stay here?
But again, like Moby said, I'd have to be calculated with it because it will cause a lot of trauma. But sometimes sacrifices need to be made.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying there's never a point in time in which that's worth it. So sometimes it does reach a point in which that's worth it, but at the end of the day, I think, you know, even in custody hearings, I think most, and I'm gonna say most, but I'd say any guy that truly cares about being a parent to their child, because I'm not talking for the dudes that really ain't out here trying to do shit, because those people exist, and I'm not naive to think that all guys are just out here trying, and these women just ain't letting it happen. That shit ain't what's really happening all the time. But most guys who are trying will still try to choose peace over their own personal feelings. That's why you see all these clips of guys coming to pick up their kids, and the women doing all this dramatic, over the top shit, and he's just like, yo, I just want my kid. I just want my kid. You ain't got to see in my car. See, you know, just he's always trying to maintain peace when she's trying to add chaos to it. I am not saying that is every woman either, because I'm not that person that assumes that every woman ain't out here that's out here doing that. I just know there are enough of them. There are enough of them out there.
Chaos, baby.
I mean, there's enough of those women out there looking for chaos when it comes to their kids, just like there's enough men out there looking to duck responsibility for their kids. The problem is not one-sided. However, there are problems on both sides.
Hey, AG, man, what's on your mind?
Products that we grew up with that don't actually do anything that still exist. Vicks formula. I mean, is the Vicks Vapor Rub? When Lauren and I sitting here watching TV, and they had the Vicks Vapor Rub commercial on, and they rubbed it on the child's chest, whatever. It doesn't seem like anything's really changed. And I looked at her, and I was, because my mom used to do it for me. You know, put it on my chest or whatever. You smell it. You make sure you're wrapping it in a towel. All the things. So you're smelling this stuff the whole time. Well, it wasn't a bad smell. I didn't mind it at all. But it didn't help me. And I asked her, I said, well, did you ever go through this? I said, well, maybe, you know, but I'm just saying, it's like, did it ever really help though? Couldn't give me an answer. Now, again, it may have helped somebody. But I believe that this company has been robbing us for decades.
Do you think are you giving it the ginger ale argument? Because, you know, black folk been saying you got an upset stomach, drink some ginger ale, like it's fucking medicine forever.
Well, here, okay.
I know ginger has some calming principles, but ain't nobody ever felt sick, drink some ginger ale, and was like, you know what? I was fucked up until I had that ginger ale.
Well, I gotta push back a little bit, because ginger ale, Coke for an upset stomach can help. And if you are really good and you have a juicer, you have some ginger and all the things, then it is very helpful. I'm saying that there are some products out there. If you are stuffed up and you put Vicks Vapor Rub on your chest, you are stuffed up with Vicks Vapor Rub on your chest. It doesn't help the situation.
I don't know. It makes my nose run, which is generally good because it gets the sinus congestion out.
But so it helps you then.
Yeah, it actually makes my nose run. Like, I even have a little Vicks. They have the shower tabs. You can put them in the shower, and it makes the Vicks steam come up, and then my nose starts running like crazy.
Okay, well, I'm glad you said that. So I will back off of this for a little bit. But I promise you, the only thing that ever helped my sinuses was a chiropractor, and that stuff never worked for me. Now, I never minded the smell. I appreciate my mom for taking extra care, because she was really kind of like career woman, all these things. She ain't had time for no foolishness. But man, when I saw that commercial, it triggered me. I said, this bullshit don't work. It's bullshit. It smelled good, but it didn't do anything. So I stayed up all night.
I do feel like that about Tussin though. Like, I know that's sacrilegious for black people to say. I'm like, hey, this shit ain't never do nothing for me, bro.
See,
never do nothing for me.
Because my dad said Vicks Formula 44, after he took the cocaine out, didn't work no more neither.
So it's like, does this stuff
Which
even
makes sense, actually. Now that I think about it, that actually makes sense.
So maybe back in the day where they had like
Drugs.
hardcore street drugs and this stuff, maybe it worked. And Moby. But for the rest of us,
Oh, it's
Yeah.
not a miracle worker. That Vic stuff ain't a miracle worker, but like,
man,
you
the
know,
way they play it though.
yeah,
Come
when
on,
you're
man.
desperate though, you want any relief, even if it's just a little
Exactly.
relief.
But it's not, it's the relief, it doesn't do anything. It's like for Fives, like when your nose starts running, it's like okay, but then as soon as it's stuff.
Yeah, it's like 15, 20 minutes later, I'm congested again because
Exactly.
I'm not
That
smelling it
no,
anymore.
that's not effective. So my thing is this, man. I respect the hustle, but vapor rub is some bullshit, man. That's what's on my mind.
Vapor rub is some bullshit.
It is, man. It's some bullshit, man.
Once again, man, you're not gonna be talking about all these old school home remedies, man, because they'll take your black card for that shit, bro. They'll take your black card for that shit.
Let me straighten you out, sir. When I haven't had my black card since I was in 5th grade.
Oh Jesus.
So, and I ain't never got it back. I'm not invited to the cookout. I'm just nobody. I'm in purgatory. So you threatening my black card being taken away?
Oh, that
Bruh.
won't me threatening it. Hey, look, I don't want to take nobody's black card. I don't want that type of power.
Man, I'm telling you. The only black card I even hope to have in my entire life is going to say American Express across it. I will never have a black card again. I'm just saying. It's all good, though. But that damn VIX, that's some bullshit.
I
I'm
feel
just
like
saying.
you're being a little too hard on yourself on the cookout, man, because we've expanded the cookout so much, man, that like you can get it's a low admittance rate into the cookout, bro. Like
But that says even more about me. I'm just like, because I appreciate you invite me to your cookout, sir. But on average, yeah, I don't have that invite.
bruh, all you have to do to get into most like urban cookouts right now is just say anything that sounds symbolically like fuck Trump, and most people can get into somebody's cookout.
You know what? You're right about that part.
That's what I'm saying. The bar is so low on the cookout. Like, you talking about 25, 30 years ago, maybe the cookout like had some prestige. Nah, man, we just happy somebody want to be in the cookout still, bro. Because we got the Byron Donaldsons. We got a whole bunch of people that don't want to be at the cookout. So now we just like, hey, we just want people at the cookout who want to be at the cookout. That's why we constantly trying to let these white people in for doing like low bar shit. You know what I'm saying? White people just do a basic human decency thing. We're like, oh, he can come to the cookout. Like, God damn, all he did was he do shit. We letting him. This cookout used to be exclusive, baby. Like now we just letting anybody in, bro.
I don't know, man. I just did so much damage when I was young. I don't think I ever came back from it.
Nah, see, the problem is the cookout meant something different way back in the day. Down like now, the cookout don't mean you got to be like us on all fronts. It just means you got to want to be there. Like really, right now, the only requirement to be at the cookout is wanting to be at the cookout.
Well, I do want to be at the cookout, that's for sure. But bringing a white woman, yeah, that's kind of tight.
Hey, bro, there's plenty of white women at these cookouts, bro.
I hear what you're saying, but
and look, and just because some of the black women don't want her there, don't mean shit. We ain't do the cookout has never been and will never be exclusively for black women. It is one of the few places that the black community have. It's the barbershop and the cookout. Those are the only two places where black men are basically just like, hey, if you want to be here, you can be here. We ain't trying to, we ain't ducking none of that smoke. Yeah, Keisha might be over there talking that shit. Don't worry, as long as that white chick don't bring no badass food here and don't say nothing too stupid, she good.
Yeah, no raisins in the potato salad, man. No raisins in the potato salad.
No.
I mean, you can bring raisins, potatoes. I just understand ain't nobody gonna eat it.
True.
Like you can bring it. We have never shunned anyone for bringing the food, but that's why we always ask who made it.
Oh, speaking of this, my poor wife, we were discussing, like, I had seen this thing on Instagram where this person was not showering. She was just explaining how she didn't shower every day. And we got into this conversation. I said, look, let me tell you, I'm not trying to be funny, but every time somebody has volunteered volunteered, no one asked, okay, volunteered this information, they always wipe, and they're proud not to be showering every day. So this lady was like, we in France, we have 72-hour deodorant. That means I don't have to shower every day. So apparently she only showers every 4th day, and that's okay with her. I'm saying to you, black people don't be doing that.
And
if we do it, we ain't trying to tell you.
I was about to say, I'm saying, AG, that black people are generally much better at shutting the fuck up.
Exactly. That's why I led with volunteer. That's why I led with volunteer. And Lauren was sitting there she couldn't be more mortified. She could not have been more mortified. And I was like, I shower every day. I don't know what they're doing out here. I just can't even believe. I said, boo-boo, this is what's happening. I've been trying to tell you. I hear what you're saying. This nasty. I was weak. I just had to say that because it reminded me.
Well, once again, man, sometimes it's okay just not say nothing.
I think so. But apparently some people don't. And I know one of these people personally. And she was very proud.
And you know what, man? I'm sure that everybody runs into people every day that may or may not take a shower every day. And I'm not saying they all stink. I'm saying that some of them might. But I'm saying you can't make that assumption, you know. But
I'm so sorry.
I'm not gonna make that assumption.
It's like Mr. Rogers talking, teaching me about people in shower. I bet he about to change his shoes right now.
I already took my sweater off. I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying, like, sometimes it's okay just not to talk, man. Like, that's it. If ain't nobody ask you a question, like, the worst thing in the world to do is dry snitch on yourself about something.
And that's the thing that blows my mind. It's always volunteering information. No one wanted to know that.
But you're right. Some people are proud of the way they live. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's the thing. And most of the people who are proud of the way they live, it's a defense mechanism. Like, think about, like, if you've ever met somebody that has become a vegan recently, they can't wait to brag about all the seaweed moss and all the random shit that they eat and how disgusting it is at the fact that you're eating this processed, delicious meat that's on your plate. And you know, you didn't ask them about their dietary choices and options, but they can't wait to fucking volunteer it.
Going for the jugular. I mean, hey man, I hear what you're saying. You are so right about that part.
Sometimes there's an art of just shutting the fuck up.
Is it an art?
It's AG, and I'm going to argue, AG, it absolutely is an art, because if it wasn't an art, more people would do it more. More people would be better at it. You know, you know what everybody can't do, AG? Everybody can't play the piano. You know what?
Well, you know, now, see, I'm glad you said that, because what we should call it a skill. That's a skill. It's a creative skill, but it's a skill.
Skill, art. Look, it is something that isn't a talent that everybody has.
Not at all. Just like common sense. Everybody got that shit either.
Truth.
I mean, and you're right, man. Sometimes, you know, the simplest thing for people to do is the one thing that people don't do. And sometimes shutting the fuck up is the simplest thing to do, but people just fight it. And it's like,
are they fighting it?
Yeah, because they do it. Because you don't get, hey man, if you talk about something else and somebody just blurts out, I ain't taking a shower today. What part of the game is that? Like, what are we doing?
What it is that somebody wants somebody to accept their choice.
Yeah, I'm not going to accept that.
But we smell your choice. You ain't got to tell us about it.
I mean, Ruben, once again,
Mr. Rogers.
No, I'm going to say, Ruben, and I believe this fervently. You smell a lot of people who actually did take a shower today sometimes too. Funk happens. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes funk just happens.
But to be proud of it though?
See, AG, I'm not saying be proud of your funk. What I'm saying is Ruben's making an assumption that everybody he smells didn't take a shower today. And I'm saying that's not an assumption that you can make. Some people just stink. Some people just don't apply the proper stuff like deodorant and you know what I'm saying. Some
I am
people have
one
to
of
go
those
get
people.
it,
I am
you
one
know
of
what
those people because I promise you, anytime I forget deodorant, and sometimes I have, it's like, oh man, that's why I keep deodorant at work.
Well,
I'm
you
covered,
understand.
man.
Well, first of all, one, you understand that about yourself, and two, I'm pretty sure you don't go around telling everybody. Now you
I
just,
don't,
but you,
and
yeah,
that's what blows my mind because I'm like, why would you share
exactly,
that?
exactly. I mean, you just shared the podcast listeners, but that's different. You
I
don't
mean,
see
all he
these
shared
motherfuckers.
was that sometimes he forgets to put deodorant on, which is why he has extra deodorant at work. So he's never anywhere in which he doesn't have deodorant on.
And
To me,
honestly, we
that was
appreciate that.
almost like a low key flex on his intellect. Like, hey, I know that I may forget, but I make sure that even if I forget, the deodorant is in a place where I can readily get to it
And actually,
before it becomes an issue.
I don't know if it's a flex or not. It's the fear because I know I just stink. If I don't do the right thing, oh my God. Oh,
Lume.
Ruben, this is a warning. Shaving issues are about to come up. I'm warning you right now. You asked me to warn you, I'm warning you.
Oh man, you're talking about your nuts again.
I'm
Come
just
on, bro.
saying that is
God
that is
damn it.
one of that. It's going to be brief. All I'm saying
I
is,
see what you did there. Brief. I see what you did there.
I want to come to the cookout, man. Leave me alone, man. I don't want the black card back. I just want the mac and cheese, man. Come on. But no, that is one of the reasons why I shave hair because, and for me, I don't know about everybody else because it holds on to a lot of dirt. And so, my workflow is shave, deodorant, showers, all the things because, bro, I glow in the fucking dark. It's awful. And I don't know. And I'm sure every human body goes through this. That's not my point. My point is, how can you be proud of this? How can you broadcast it?
But I think the point,
I don't take showers every day. Yay me. Are you serious?
but I think the point, AG, is, hey man, you understand there's a weakness, but you have done everything in your power to make it not a weakness as best you can. And as long as you don't go around telling every motherfucker that, you know what, my balls smell like a goddamn sewer today, I think you're fine. Because when it's all said and done, if you're telling everybody your balls smell like a sewer, guess what? Everybody can smell your balls. And nobody needs to know any of that information. Just let them smell your balls and just assume.
I mean, I'm just curious, these people who are proud of not taking showers all the time. I'm sure there's a study somewhere that shows like you take too many showers, you can like wash too much stuff off of you. But I'm gonna say, as somebody who takes too many showers, like that's a chance I just have to fucking take. Yeah, I'm just saying, if somewhere down the line somebody's like, oh man, you got this cancer because you was taking way too many showers, I'm gonna be like, I
Yep, I
mean,
earned that shit.
like, hey, I'm just saying, like, I took a chance. You know what I'm saying? I was out here living, bro.
Exactly.
Ah, Jesus. All right. Appreciate you, AG. God knows. Mo B, man, what's on your mind?
Hey, bro, like this being a parent thing is never ever ending, man.
All of them goddamn
And
teddy bears, man.
yeah, man, actually, I ain't
Like
gonna
you got
front.
your crew.
Yeah, but I say I feel like I'm a they now. You know what I'm
Because
saying?
it's
Like,
more y'all than you.
exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like now I'd be okay if somebody gave me a pronoun of they, because I'm like, oh, you talking about Sonic, Mario, this little orange dragon shit with fire up here? Like, I don't. We are a crew now.
Are y'all a gang?
I mean, I prefer posse. I think.
I prefer posse.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, cause gang has a negative black connotation, but back in the day in the Western movies, posse sounded cool as shit.
But we adopted that word though.
Yeah, I know, but I'm taking posse back. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, shit. Mario Van Peebles used posse. I'm pretty sure he'll be glad to give that shit back to you.
I mean, plus, I got a white dude with me, so that don't make us a gang. We a posse. We're some hooligans. That's what we are.
Hooligans. Ruffians.
Oh yeah.
Hoodlums.
Nah, man, what's on my mind is, man, like being a parent of 2 teenage daughters is like, I I've always liked to think that I was pretty empathetic of mental health issues. And now I feel like I'm even more so because having two kids who are so drastically different in how they approach life makes me feel like I am bipolar. Not them, I am bipolar. Because I can go from one room where somebody is manically happy to another room where somebody is depressed and the world is about to come to a fucking end. And I can do that in the same hallway, like just not even have to really move that far. So in this weekend, I've had like the extremes of parenthood happen in one weekend. I have my oldest daughter who was in middle school all-star basketball weekend thing, and she's just her third year being in it. First year she was lost. Second year she felt like she didn't belong. And this year, the first game she played in, she balled out. Like just showed her ass. Like all the hard work. I got to see how happy she was. It sucked because she also sprained her ankle, so she couldn't play no more over the weekend. And they had already told her like she was already going to be voted like all tournament. And this after one game, like she balled. But I mean, sucked that she couldn't keep playing. But look, I was just happy because she, all the hard work paid off. And as a parent, like I get more excited for her accomplishing something that's more difficult than probably she does. Because I'm just like, I saw the work you put in. I'm so happy about it. And then the same weekend, my youngest daughter made a life mistake. Not drastic, but just something that like, hey, you did something. There are consequences. I ain't even mad at you, but there are consequences. And she, like the G she is, stepped up and was just like, all right, I'll deal with the consequences. And I'm proud of her for that. However, then she does the petty shit with all the stuffed animals up here. I gave her like my old football jersey back in the day. And she loved having it. And then she threw that back in my room because now she's mad at me. And I'm just like, man, I just went from one extreme to the other. And first of all, she needs to really learn that this ain't the way to make me mad. Like, cause like I'm always gonna flip something like this. Cause like she thinks she's a troll when she plays basketball. I'm a life troll. If you show me that something like this bothered you this much, man, I'm gonna take this shit and flex with it. She gonna come up here and see all how they pose like this. I might take a picture like this and put it on her goddamn door. Like, hey, me and the crew was chilling.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just saying, like, because I am not a petty person. I am a petty parent. I just have to accept the fact that I'm a petty.
You split the two.
I don't know, AG.
You're not a petty person, but you're a petty parent.
In life, I'm not very petty, but because like kid issues are so small to me, and I know that as a teenager, everything that they're going through is the biggest thing ever for them. But I can't fucking care because it's so small to me. So I have to laugh at stuff like this so I don't get upset. Because when I first came up here, it was like I actually would have been here like maybe a minute or two before, but it was just all over the place. Now I was just like, man, let me arrange this a little better before I turn podcast on. But I'm just like, she literally threw every fucking thing up here. Like, fuck your space.
That's pretty much what it was.
And these are her favorite things. Like she loves Sonic.
But my question to you, sir, is you being a petty parent, are you going to give this stuff back when she's calmed down?
Give what stuff back?
The stuffed animals. The stuff,
What stuffed animals?
Ooh, this is so bad. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. Never mind. That's what I thought.
I mean, she brought him up there. If she wants, she can come get him.
Yeah, this is their new home. This is their new place of residence right now.
See, that's what I'm saying, Ruben. They're not going back in her room whether she gets them or not. That's why I asked what I asked.
Well, But I guess the thing about it is he's not going to waste any of his energy to give them back to her.
No, it sounds like this is going to be a permanent thing. They're not going back.
Nah, this is where they stand.
See, you're thinking that she can do
She
this
just
herself or
got
whatever.
this. I
See?
gave her this on Valentine's Day.
And that was the distinction I wanted to hear, because I was like, I don't know if she's going to get this stuff back. Let me ask.
Nah, we chilling.
In that jersey, that's never coming back ever.
Oh no.
And then so now
That's not true, AG. That's not true. I mean, I'm
You
gonna
sure?
die one day.
like I said, never coming back.
I'm gonna die one day.
Okay, that doesn't count. Never coming back.
Now I could be some ultra petty shit and be like, I want to get buried in that jersey, like just so she don't get it back. Like, I'm gonna get buried in it.
Look, W.R. Brown. Today's episode is brought to you by No Value Randos and Petty Parents.
Hey, look,
We have a new sponsor, sir.
I just want you to know that the fact that woman just called me petty means the world to me, because
Why?
there is no pettier person than her. So if I have met the petty approval from that woman, then I have done well.
So you've gone to the next level. This is the next level for you.
This is high level petty right now, and apparently me, Sonic, Mario, this random teddy bear, this dragon, and that other orange dragon, we here for it. We are here for this petty.
Ooh.
Awesome. All right.
And she just happy because like ain't nobody mad at her. 'Cause she,
So this is not, y'all don't have to have a united front. This is all for you.
Oh, look, man. In issues where like a punishment has to happen, like she is here all the time, so they're so used to her being the punisher. Like, so when there was something big, like she was like, "Do you want to talk to her?" Which was code for I don't want to be the bad guy here. And I accept that, you know what I'm saying? Because she's around all the time, and you know what? At the end of the day, I am okay with being hated. I am. And then, because like, look, if I don't get a hug tomorrow morning before she go to school, I'm not gonna lose no sleep over it. But she would be that'd mess up her whole day.
Really?
And why would I want that? Like, I don't want her to have a bad day just because the kid's mad at her, because like she don't want nobody to be mad at her. Like, even though they're in their teenage stage where eventually they're gonna start hating her just because she's another woman in the house, she's not ready for that yet, even though it's already happened.
But are you ever ready for that? Are you ever
No,
ready for that?
no, and that's why I said if I can be the bad guy in this moment, if I can take on that responsibility of being, because look, you ever met a woman who talks about her mommy issues?
Absolutely.
Yeah, those are horrible. Daddy issues are expected. Like we just expect a woman to have some daddy issues.
It's like Chris Rock said, my job is to keep you off the pole. Understood.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you, Moby. Petty parents. All right. I ain't mad at you and your friends back there. Y'all gotta do what y'all gotta do. What's on my mind this week? Yo, man. I can't believe I'm about to say this on air. And I'm I'm not shocked. I'm just like, wow, how the tables have turned. You know, because like there's a lot of white on white crime going on. And I feel like the only thing I do is just have my bowl of popcorn and just eat it.
There's always been a lot of white on white crime, Ruben. They just didn't televise it that much.
Yeah. Now it's televised, man. It's awesome. It's not awesome. Yeah, it is. But so of course, last week I'm watching probably honestly my favorite show on CNN. At 10 o'clock at night. Yo, man, the show's awesome. A whole bunch of Republican people trying to defend Trump. Most of it's hilarious. The others just stupid. Bro, never in my life. They were talking about the Republican town halls. Lie to you not, man. Twice. They said it twice. They was like, yeah, man. You know, they wouldn't let the guy talk. All them thugs in there. What? Hold on, Flair. Now, I just
Yeah,
need
those
everybody to
retired
understand
military vets that were yelling, them thugs,
who are all Caucasian.
retired military veterans.
Thugs, bro. I was weak. I was like, hold on, man. I need to get it. I wanted to like raise my hand and be like, can we get a definition of the word thug now? Because if that shit's changing, please let a brother know.
No,
Because,
it hadn't changed.
I mean, but usually when you use the word thug, you're talking about non-white people.
Right, because we don't agree with what they're saying. They call us thugs because we don't agree. Now they're not agreeing, so they're thugs too.
And I was just like it was just amazing. It was amazing.
You seem so thrilled.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
man.
one story they gave. The other story is that Democrats have been paying other Democrats to show up to these meetings and fake outrage.
That ain't happening.
That seems like a waste of funds. Like
Yeah,
I'm gonna.
and honestly, I don't know if they're smart enough to do that at this moment. And that's right. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna leave it where I believe it there. But yeah, so I'm not gonna lie, man. To hear that was quite interesting. I mean, so thugs are now black people and old white
War veterans.
war vets.
It's important that you say that part
Yes.
for so many reasons.
Oh, because man, they kicked the dude out. They kicked the dude out like they kicked the House of Representative dude out of the
Al Green, baby.
Yeah, they kicked him out of the joint. They kicked that dude out the same way, and I was like,
They kicked him out because he said, "I'm a military vet, and you don't give a fuck about me."
"Yep,
And they kicked him out because apparently that was threatening.
yeah," you know, who looks like he probably had a gun in his back pocket. I mean, let's just be real about it, like, or at least a knife. But I'm just like, I was weak.
I mean, how you make that assumption? Because he's an old cranky white guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't assume old cranky white guys have weapons. I just assume they ain't with the shits.
So, I mean, I know some old cranky white guys who grew up in the county, you know, and they usually carry at least a knife, a legal knife.
What you doing? How'd that blanket get up here? It's not your blanket. Then why you taking it?
The petty continues as they close the
I'm
door.
just saying she brought a blanket up here, so I was like, you brought a blanket up here? How'd it get up here?
So, I mean, yo, man, I'm just saying, like, I'm sat there. I was more disappointed that nobody said anything about it. Now he's about to put the blanket on. It's such some petty shit.
Really?
He wants to make sure he stays warm.
I'm pretty sure it was warm to start with, but this is funny.
I'm not. She took another blanket, man. I ain't gonna have it be
So-
cold.
So, of course, I talked to my friend last week about the post that I was telling y'all about. He put up another one. And as I talked to him, he pretty much told me, man, he's here for all of it, for all the petty. He put up a picture of the Gulf of Mexico, and it said the Gulf of Mexico. And of course, like steak on shit, here come the flies. It is Gulf of America. Oh, it's weak.
I mean, see, that one confuses me. And the reason that one confuses me is not because like there are people who wanted to be that, but like, why would that be the thing that piss you off? Because I want to keep calling it Gulf of Mexico because that's what the fuck it is.
I mean,
Because we don't have any fucking standing to change the name of a body of water.
Because, man, it goes against everything Mon Conf said it should be. I mean, you know, the cult leader says it's the Gulf of America.
First of all, that is disrespectful to Elon Musk. Okay, Trump does not have that type of cachet, bro. Don't do that. Don't you be like, you are not going to be on our podcast. I'm gonna say our right now. You're not going to be on our podcast disrespecting Lord and Savior King Musk.
That's funny. I see what you did there. That was funny. But yeah, man, look, you know, as sad as all this shit is, because once again, people who are getting unfortunately beat down the most are the people that voted for him, and that shit's sad. But I can honestly say, for like the last like month, man, you know what you hadn't seen? You hadn't seen a lot of black people doing dumb shit on TV. You haven't heard a lot of black people doing stuff on a national stage negatively. Why? Because they got to control all these old people who you messing up. And you know what? If you continue to have these things, like, I don't even know why they still have them. Because to me, you keep having these things, it's like,
well, the Republicans have actually recommended people not have town halls,
but it's also having them.
It's also not a good look to not have a town hall.
Yeah. You know, and once April gets here, when all the crops are growing and ain't nobody out there to do nothing, yeah, you know, maybe they'll actually go get that job.
Hey,
or not.
Hey, just completely random. I was just watching the show, and they were like, the thing that's been confiscated on the Canadian border more than, you know, the fentanyl that they were supposedly trying to stop, even though only less than 1% of fentanyl comes through Canada. Do you know what they've confiscated the most?
Eggs.
Fucking eggs. And you know what they have to do with the eggs? They have to destroy the eggs. We out here burning eggs. Any egg they have to fucking burn. We out here paying $25 per egg, and they up there in North Dakota and shit at the borders and shit burning eggs.
$25 an egg.
Bruh. It's hilarious. All this is hilarious to me. And honestly, on one sad note, it ain't our fault, but it kind of is. But until they just don't bring us into this shit, I'm gonna sit back with my popcorn. I mean, because that's all I can do. You know, I've never been more proud to be a middle class person in my life. Because at this point in time, I mean, I know gas is down a little bit. I mean,
it's funny you said that like you've never been more happy to be a middle class, because I feel like what people are missing is poor people aren't really what's being attacked right now. They're actually attacking the middle class right now because they're trying to eliminate the middle class. They're not attack. Everybody's like, oh, they're trying to get rid of the poor people. Like, no, they're trying to get rid of middle class.
Yeah,
they
but I feel like they're missing.
No, they're not missing. I'm gonna tell you why they're not missing, Ruben. You know how much eggs cost, right?
I do.
Because you have to buy them. A lot of poor people get assistance. They ain't gotta buy eggs.
Well, but that's one of the things that's happening.
Yeah, they're trying to eliminate some of the assistance programs, but those assistance programs actually help middle class as well.
Yeah.
Because middle class have the jobs that support the lower class. So like, it's an attack on the middle class right now, man. They're trying to eliminate a middle class. If they have it their way, there will be two classes. It'll be rich
and poor,
and the rest of you broke niggas.
Yeah, I think it's more interesting that we're not as loud as everybody else who's affected.
Because middle class, and the reason the middle class is so important is because the middle class allows society to have a delusion. Because middle class people live under the vague assumption that they have a chance to grow.
Correct.
Like when you're in middle class, you're like, oh, if I stack my money, You know what I'm saying? I can work up to a higher tax bracket. I can do. See, when you're lower class, like you just trying to make it. Middle class is what keeps your economy happy, because as long as these people feel like they have a chance to be wealthy one day, you can keep the peace. But as soon as the middle class actually realizes that there ain't nowhere to go but down, that's when shit's gonna get messy. That's
Well,
the civil war that some people keep talking about. People are like, no, I'm like, that's not the poor people that are gonna make the civil war happen. It's when the middle class motherfuckers realize, oh shit, the only place we can go is down.
very good point. I hadn't thought about it like that. Well,
I'm just saying, because being broke don't scare broke people. If you want to terrify a middle class white person, threaten them with being broke tomorrow, and watch how all of their morals and principles go out the fucking window. Broke people already broke. You can't threaten somebody with something they already are.
it's very true. That's probably what I mean. I think I'm pretty broke, so that's probably why I don't feel that way. Interesting. That's something worth thinking about. Thank you, Moby. Ain't we lucky we got him?
Yo, honestly, that is probably the most apropos like song right now. Like the middle class is basically singing good times right now, and eventually the middle class is gonna realize, hey, ain't none of these lyrics reflecting good times. like none of these lyrics are positive, yet why are we singing them so happily?
First of all, I don't think that shit happen. I think that song is dumb.
I'm just saying, but the way the song portrayed,
yeah.
like, do you hear sadness in her voice when she's singing that song?
Good time. Yeah.
Temporary layoffs. Good times.
Good times.
Hanging in the child line. Good.
Easy credit ripoffs. Good times. Scratching and surviving. Good times.
Ain't we lucky we got him?
Good times.
Good times with the extra.
Yes, you know what, Ruben? You just struck gold right there. That is the official middle class song of 2025. Good times. Official middle class song. It ain't even a poor people song anymore. It's the middle class.
Well, I do what I can.
And then at the end of the credits, instead of that black painting where they dancing, that's also on the front of Marvin Gaye's album. What it really is just a picture of Elon Musk with a chainsaw. Good times.
Not wrong.
Not gonna lie though, I think it's very interesting that once again he's also being affected by that white on white crime too, man. Because
here's the thing, I think we're going about this Elon Musk thing wrong, because like they're talking about how Tesla has lost like 800 million or something in sales. Like,
that ain't nothing.
No, I'm not even talking about that, but he's losing so much money on his value, and I'm just like, that's not the correct approach, because taking Elon's money in that fashion just means he's going to double down on taking the money in the government contract way.
Yep.
Because my thing is he's not a fucking idiot. Like, we can say whatever we want. He's not a fucking idiot. He knew this was going to happen with Tesla. You don't make a calculated move to be willing to lose this much money unless you know on the back end with all this shit you're doing with the government, you're going to find even more money.
Yeah. The only problem that he's running into now is like the third branch of government, which our president forgets about, is kicking in, and it's like, yeah, y'all can't do this.
Nah, it's just a delay. It's just a speed bump.
Well,
They'll figure out a way to work around it.
Yeah, they're gonna try.
Have faith in the Lord and Savior, man. South Africa's finest, baby.
I thought you could say have faith in Congress. Because,
man, why would I have faith in them motherfuckers?
Well, ultimately what's gonna happen is they're going to get control to do that. And then they're going to start doing it legally. Because that's the biggest issue. The biggest
from your
issue
lips
is,
to God's ears. We'll see if that happens.
yeah, because the biggest issue is what they're fighting in courts is they ain't got the right to do it. They have to go through Congress. So it's just a matter of time for somebody's like, hey, let's start going through Congress. And it's like, well, you know. But hey, what are rules? Rules don't mean shit. We don't have three branches of government. You listen to our president.
I'm just saying. I'm just waiting for the new Juice spinoff when Elon Musk offs Donald Trump, and somebody walks up to Elon Musk and says, "You got the juice now." And we just,
That's good.
you got the juice now.
Here's the crazy part, right? And I can't believe I'm even saying this because I thought about this the other day. If something happens to Trump, we got dumbass right behind him. I don't know if I want that guy. I almost would rather take Trump for 4 years than give that guy any sort of power. I mean, you know, he speaks from the kiddie table. You know, he talks about stuff he knows nothing about. I mean, he might be worse than Quayle, and that's saying something. Who, you know, his claim to fame was getting into a verbal fight with a child about the word potato at a spelling bee. Like, yeah. I mean, that's some shit to live up to right there. If you were sitting that guy, like, wow.
It's all Musk and that fictitious woman that's supposed to be in Mexico right now. That's who's running the country right now. I mean, I'm just saying, they said the woman that's supposed to be in charge of those is like in Mexico right now, but nobody's actually, you know, you ain't seen no interview with her or nothing. Like,
yeah.
As far as we know, is she real?
I mean, she's real. Like, she's in public, but is she real as far as doing shit? I mean, you know, I guess they got a stamp.
Is she real?
They got a stamper with her initial, with her signature on it. That they just stamp.
Yeah, man, they can do anything.
Look at this guy, iRobot and this shit. But, well, first of all, thank everybody for listening to our show this week. Man, we be doing it how we do it. You know, every Sunday, 9 p.m. until we get up off this piece. You know, definitely come back every week to check us out, especially to see, you know, Mo being the animal menagerie that he's got growing over there. I'm kind of interested to see how much he's going to cover up his screen next week. But, you know.
Yeah, there's some more over there.
Tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell somebody about us. Once again, Sunday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please feel free to go check us out at 5minutewarning.com. If for some reason you didn't get a chance to listen, hey, like and subscribe so you know when the podcast comes out that you can listen to. We like you to listen to us live, but we just like for y'all to listen to us. Hey, we're going to do this again. Same Ruben time, same Ruben channel. And, of course, for AG and Mo B, like we always do, peace, love, hair grease, soul, and deuces.
Email us at 5minutewarning19@gmail.com. And also leave comments on Facebook and Twitch. Search 5 Minute Warning. Contact us on Twitter at AG_FMW podcast, at Newsman25, at FMW 2019. Contact us on Instagram, Moby 5 Minute Warning, AG_5 Minute Warning, Newsman25. You can listen to the podcast at Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Thank you for listening. This has been another episode of
The 5 Minute Warning.